Man, finished the run with that guy.
Yeah. Let's go, baby.
We did 3 miles, and I walked 3 miles before I met him, and wow, we just had an amazing conversation about life, talking about how there's always something to be grateful for, to be alive. He was telling me how he's from a third world country. It's such a blessing for him to be here, and no matter how hard your life gets, you have to realize that life is just difficult. And he said, I don't have social media. I mentioned the Instagram because I had to pull out my phone and be like, yo, you mind if I get you? He told me, he's like, yeah, I don't have any social media at all. And he said all of his friends that are depressed, he says, delete your social media. All of his close friends, they don't have any social media. They go out to grab a cup of coffee. They want to talk. I got so tired of looking at everyone else's life because it's not real. He said in 2008, when the first iPhone came out, is when people stopped living. He said this is when people started watching other people live, and their whole lives were just dependent on scrolling ever since this point. And he said it's the highest cause of depression is social media. And it's true. Life is just hard. And the beautiful part of life is embracing and being in everything that sucks, because that shows you that life is real. Pain is real. And you never meet somebody that says, oh, I had a great life. I never did anything difficult. I was comfortable all the time and I never had to challenge myself at all. Nobody says that. I didn't have any adversity. I just had the perfect life. No, nobody said that. Nobody has ever been grateful that nothing hard has ever happened to them, because it makes you. That's what makes life. There cannot be light without dark. Anyways, I just lost my fucking energy. I am deathly hungry and I'm going to be going home. So, turn this shit off. I'm so glad that I just walked up to a group of strangers and I said, oh, you guys mind if I run with you? And there's 2 guys, they were like, we're done. But the other guy still had a couple laps left. And I was like, dude, let me get in with you. And not the first time I've done that at that exact same park. But every time, having a conversation with a stranger is just a beautiful thing. No matter who it is or what it's about, no matter if it's about deep life talks. That was an experience where we had a very transformative life conversation where I left that being a little bit more grateful to be alive. It was really a beautiful experience. But I guess the premise of it is go talk to a stranger today. Go outside and just go do something. But today is a fucking beautiful day. It's cold as shit outside, but it's still a beautiful day. I think this is a brink of today, the sun. Today is a great day. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been doing homework all day and just very gloomy attitude to today, but every time I get done with a really good run, these people are fucking pulling into my driveway. But anyways, that was a great experience. What we have left to do today is read 20 more pages and finish all of my math homework. So we're gonna go inside and eat and then probably get started on the math homework. I'd like to just end this video off. I said I had 2 great conversations that day. The first conversation was with my English teacher, and he reaffirmed me that always looking for the most perfect place to be is just gonna make you not grateful for where you are. He explained all throughout college, he basically was jealous of all of his friends who got into Ivy Leagues and nicer schools than he did. And he was just comparing himself to a future version, a hypothetical version of himself that was just better in every aspect, right? But the thing is he was letting this stop him from making the most of his environment. It feels like it's exactly what I'm doing in my life right now. I felt that I didn't get into Ivy League schools, so I thought that I was a failure. I've been thinking the same way about myself for months. I've been thinking that just because I didn't get into the perfect Ivy League school or whatever, which I don't even know what the perfect school is, I was sick of it. I just sat down and I was like, look, I need to make the most of my situation right now. And having that conversation led me down the path to just having a clearer head. It's not the end of the world. Your life doesn't end when college ends. So I felt like I could relate with my teacher. There was a voice in my head that was telling me I had failed at life. And this voice was punishing me for mistakes that I haven't even made yet. Just dumb shit. But it was really affecting me for a long time. And as soon as I had this conversation, it was like this voice just went away. And I can control that voice in my head, and I can tell it to go fuck itself, and I can actually do something with my life right now and make the most of what I have now. And that leads into the second conversation that I had that day, which was with that stranger that I met on that run, who the basis of the entire conversation was he had 2 rules in life, and one is that he's always grateful to be alive. He was like, I could still be in fucking Kenya right now, struggling to even leave my family's house. So he says gratitude is a big part of his life. He says, you gotta be grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for this moment right now. When we were running, he was like, I'm great. It's a beautiful day. We're having a nice conversation. This is what life is about. This is a difficult run. We're sweating, breathing hard. Okay, pause. But you get what I mean, right? It was difficult. And he said difficult things make life worth living. Life is all about challenge because it reminds us that we're alive. The main takeaway from this video is to talk to strangers. Don't be afraid to have conversations with anyone. Talk to as many people as you can. If you see somebody and you're like, oh, I would like to talk to them, go do it. Don't let a little voice in your head that's like, oh, they'll probably think I'm weird. They'll probably think I'm a creep if I walk up and ask to talk to them. Don't let that fucking voice dictate your life. Go talk to strangers. I guarantee you will have some of your best conversations asking difficult questions to your friends and family and talking to strangers. You will have some of your best conversations in life asking difficult, hard to answer questions to your friends and family and talking to strangers. Because when you meet somebody that doesn't know you and you don't know them, they want to give you their insight on life, especially if it's somebody you don't think you're going to meet again. They want to spew as much knowledge on you as possible in the short time frame that you have in meeting them. Talking to strangers is like a cheat code to knowledge because you can just talk to somebody and learn a new thing. You'd be sitting at the park, right? Waiting to maybe your friend's picking you up. Maybe you're like, oh, I got to go in 10 minutes, but there's not really anything to do here, so I might as well just scroll on my phone. Or you could just go walk up to a random person and start talking to them. And you would gain more knowledge talking to that random person than you would spending 10 minutes on your phone. I guess I could go on forever about how talking to strangers is beneficial. But the main takeaway is don't let that voice inside your head stop you from living your life and talking to people, right? Go talk to a stranger. You'll have a good conversation. After you watch this video, the next time you're at a park, go talk to somebody you don't know. And not just like, oh, what time is it? Ask them a question about their life. Ask them a question about what they're doing. You just go walk up to somebody at the park and be like, hey, what are you doing? Go walk up to somebody playing ball. Be like, yo, you mind if I hang out with you guys? You know? Anything, bro. When I was a kid, I learned this from my mom. I learned this skill from my mom. She has a superpower of being able to have a conversation with anybody and making anyone feel like they've known her their entire life. Because she's just naturally charismatic. And I think charisma just comes from cutting out your anxiety behind talking to somebody and just being your authentic self. And that's what my mom is. She's just always been her authentic self, especially when she's talking to a stranger. She doesn't change who she is for anybody. She just walks up and she's like, yo, what are you doing? What's up? I admire that so much. I'm so grateful to have learned that from her. But when I was a kid, I would literally just walk up to other kids who I didn't know on the playground and be like, hey, can I play with you guys? Can I throw the ball with you guys? Can I throw frisbee with you guys? Can I play this game with you guys? Oh, hey guys, there's this new game. I would walk up to a group of strangers or one kid and I would just ask them if they could be my friend or something. But I've never been scared of talking to somebody I don't know. Well, that's a lie. I've definitely been nervous to approach people before. But that only really happened once I got older. Because there was an intrinsic fear and a voice sets in your head that tells you you're a fucking creep for walking up to a random person. No matter if they're your same gender or not. That little voice just like, oh, those people would think I would be weird if I walked up to them. Or when does that voice set in?
And why does it set in? Why does it seem like everybody has this little voice that just stops them from doing everything in life? It feels like once you become like a teenager, it's like your life is now dictated by the little voice in your head that tells you to do everything wrong. When we're children, when we were kids, we weren't afraid to talk to anybody. But then we started hearing stories about people.
You know what? I've honestly been yapping for too long. I feel like if I want to keep talking about this, I can make another video on it. I just want to wrap this video up. I don't want it to be too fucking long. Honestly, I'm just going to stop right there. I think I've been talking for way too long and I don't want this video to be too long. So if you guys like this sort of yapping style content of me just sitting here talking to my phone, I'll make more videos like this. If I can get 5 comments on this video of people who say they enjoy this type of content, I will make more of it. I really don't want to spend 2 hours editing through 20 minutes of yapping. So main takeaway, don't be afraid to talk to somebody you don't know. Go talk to a stranger today. Bye. I need to invest in an outro. I'm not really sure how I can close it off. I can just like grab the camera and cover it up.